As you can see and hear, probably, I'm on a very busy street in Bordeaux called the Rue Fondaudège. And today we're gonna visit a really chic coffee shop here. It's called Eriu and is owned by Grace. We're gonna meet Grace and talk to her about why did she decide to open a coffee place in Bordeaux and how does it feel working now during the pandemic. And so the coffee shop is open, but it's only for takeaways, and we're gonna hear a little bit about like the process of how it's working for her and hear her story. And I love people's stories, so I'm sure it's gonna be interesting and hope you enjoy it. Okay, so just kind of like a little bit about yourself.
Well, I moved here 4 years ago just over 4 years ago to France with my partner Alex. I'm originally from Ireland, so yeah, I grew up in the west of Ireland in Galway, and I spent a few years, I studied in Dublin, and when I kind of finished university I worked in Dublin for a few years, and after that I moved to London and worked there for a few years, and after that Australia, so which is where I met Alex, my boyfriend. My parents had bars and restaurants when I was growing up, so I've always grown up very much in the hospitality industry, to the point where like often when we were very young we lived over my parents' pub, so we were just around people all the time and people drinking and enjoying themselves, particularly in Ireland. And then I guess when I moved to London it was probably the start of the kind of third wave coffee there. So I kind of started drinking really good coffee and realizing the difference between good and bad coffee. And then again, when I moved to Australia, it was there you couldn't even find a bad cup of coffee, which was really nice. Yes, I'd always kind of, I guess in the back of my mind thought, oh, I'd really like to kind of go back and work in kind of food and hospitality, because it's, I guess, where, I don't know, I feel most natural, I guess. And I've been working in finance for kind of my career after university, and I guess sitting at a computer and not interacting with people all day long didn't really suit my personality. So yeah, no, I'm happy. I'm much happier, I think, in this environment. Yeah, I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I moved here, so I kind of was just learning French, and Alex had started doing his master's in winery management, and then I wasn't doing a lot, and then one day he kind of just said, so what are you gonna do with your life? And I was like, I don't know. I went home to Ireland and just to visit my parents, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then my mom's like, well, what would you like to do? And I said, oh, I don't know, maybe like open a cafe. And she said, then do it. I think you'll be really great, and you know, what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work out and you can do something else. So then I came back, started crying, told Alex that's what I wanted to do, because I think it's a really terrifying thing, kind of like admitting this thing that you want to like start doing, and like, I don't know, I guess it really like exposes you to the potential failure. So but yeah, he in fact said the exact same thing as my mom and said, like, what's the worst thing that can happen? It fails. It's okay, you know, it'll set you up for doing something else. So. So while I fought the idea of an Irish cafe with lots of Irish suppliers, exclusively Irish coffee roasters, I import the bacon and all the pork, like all the breakfast products from a kind of organic farmer in the west of Ireland. It's where, like, for me, Ireland is like an island of producers and makers. We're not, you know, we love the land, we love our produce, So for me, it's really cool to be able to like work with producers there and kind of showcase them here in France. And like the feedback that I've gotten from my customers is amazing, kind of in terms of the quality and the taste. And yeah. So actually, when I first opened, I think French people, I didn't really understand this, but when I first opened, my barista at the time, he was French, and he's like, no, it takes the French person about 6 months to get used to there being something new. And so we would watch, and people would come into the cafe, not taste anything, not try, just to see what we were all about, just ask questions and then leave again. It was such a bizarre thing. But now I think we have like just an amazing kind of like really great, I don't know, local clientele that comes in here really regularly and really supports the business. And I think they really like what we're doing.
Why Rue Fondaudège?
Well, that was just a complete accident, because after about a year of searching for like the perfect premises, I came across this one on Le Bon Coin. It was being sold directly by the person that had it, and I said, okay, yeah, let's go look at it. Okay, brilliant, fabulous. And everyone, all the neighbors were like, yes, this is such a great street, it's going to be completely changed, the tram. And I didn't really know it at all, because I think like in any city, when you live in a city, you just live kind of in your area. So this was kind of an area that I didn't really venture to, and I guess it was roadworks for so long. But actually now I'm really, really happy that I'm on Rue Fondaudège, because for me it's quite village-like. There's a real sense of community. And I guess when I first kind of started planning the cafe, I had this idea of like, I want to create like a neighborhood cafe, because that's what I've always loved. So when I was in like Australia or in London, you know, I loved going to that cafe that knows the coffee that you want, and you get to know the other customers. And yeah, and I just think it's really cool. I don't know, it's what a cafe should be to me. So yeah, I kind of feel like I've created that a little bit here. And it was funny, I was chatting to another cafe owner who said, I think that he said that he thought that I was one of the few people that could actually do that here, because it's not a very French phenomena, this idea of like the local, your neighborhood cafe. That's been the joy of actually opening the cafe here, and kind of the team and the kind of customer base that I've developed around it. It's really cool. And actually, I think that was the point for me, was like to kind of create a space where people could come and people could get to know each other. And I think that idea of like an expat space as well. So what I didn't realize when you kind of spoke about finding, like opening up here in Rue Fondaudège, is the number of expats that live in this area. I had no idea. I had no idea there was as many expats in Bordeaux as I later discovered when I opened this cafe.
In the kitchen now with Margot. Who is So what is your job, Margot? What are you doing here in Eriu?
I'm the chef of Café Eriu, so I'm French, as you can hear.
She's the creative force.
And I'm not crying, I just sliced onion before.
So you're doing everything, like you're cooking all.
We are doing everything from craft, and even for the things you will find for the little market. We are doing our hot chocolates, we are doing our jams. Like Grace really wants that it's kind of like you have all the stuff you can find in an Irish house. So you have the jam, you have everything, you have all the little pastry, all made by ourselves.
And then at the moment we've kind of created a little market. So I have, once again, as I'm always saying, really amazing suppliers. So I thought, because we're closed, doesn't mean people shouldn't still get to enjoy what we have on offer. So I have coffee from Bailey's Coffee Roaster. It's based in Belfast. We've got some really, really amazing beers. I have some wine belonging to my partner from his first harvest. So which is kind of cool that I can finally showcase that and get people to try it. And so I guess one of the things that we had always, well, that I've always wanted to do, like in terms of like growing the cafe, is to start doing more épicerie stuff, so that people can come and obviously enjoy a delicious meal, but then they can also take things to go home and enjoy in their own house. So in terms of like, we've been making jams and homemade crackers and our granola to sell. So it's just, yeah, I guess we're just starting off small where we'd like to go with that. support, because I think there was at some points during this year where I'm just like, it's so hard, I guess. It's like, and I know, and actually I guess there's that point of, it's everyone, so it's not just me, but it is sometimes, you know, it's my business and it's everything that I put into it, and it's really hard to have that kind of the same energy, I guess, that I had 2 years ago when I opened the cafe. And then, yeah, I don't know, I'm just looking forward to the day when, I don't know, we can not wear masks inside and just, I don't know, help people. I guess this time, since we've reopened, has given us a lot of time to be creative in terms of our menu, and just to have fun, and we kind of see what works, what doesn't work. And I guess, yeah, I think we're gonna like reopen with, we have, you know, new ideas as well, and it'll be our second birthday, so I'm really hoping that we'll be able to have a party.
When is that?
That will be like the 17th of February, so if I could have some sort of a party, that would be nice, because I'm kind of missing parties and socializing and dancing. It's like all the things that COVID took from us. Thank you so much, Ira, for coming, and it's been lovely chatting with you.